A very warm welcome to the participants of the Proteomics Advanced Winter School 2021. Presented by Proteomics Lab, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. Day 10, Metabolomics and AI/ML for Big Data Analysis. Lecture 2, Fundamentals of Metabolomics and Applications.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Mayuri Gandhi from Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. Dr. Mayuri Gandhi is presently working as a research scientist at SAIM IIT Bombay. She completed her PhD in analytical chemistry in February 1992. She has experience in working with many sophisticated instruments like high-resolution LCMS, 300 MHz nuclear magnetic resonance, GCMS, laser ablation inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometer, inductively coupled plasma atomic emission spectrometer, Fourier transformed infrared spectrometer and imaging, etc. Dr. Gandhi solves many chemistry-related industrial problems with these instruments and gives consultations to industry for interpreting the spectra of mass spectrometer and NMR. Her research area in synthesis and characterization of quantum dots, multimodal nanomaterials for different applications such as label for protein, mass spectrometry quantification, and biomarker discovery for cancer, etc. She has around 36 publications to her credit and has presented around 26 papers in international conferences. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mayuri Gandhi.
All right, welcome Dr. Gandhi for this session. I'd like to highlight that Dr. Mayuri Gandhi is handling a very large facility of also for she's able to give them facilities. She has kindly agreed to show her facility and give some workflow about metabolomics and how you can use metabolomics based investigation using mass spectrometers. So Dr. Gandhi, over to you now. This session is essentially more of the hands-on activities and sharing your knowledge about metabolomics workflow using different mass spectrometer which you are handling. Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjeeva, for giving me opportunity for this hands-on metabolomics lecture. And then today, half session, I will be doing the hands-on session. I will be showing you the different mass spectrometer, which is there with us in SAFE department. And after that, I will give some introduction about the metabolomics, basic general metabolomics slides will be there. So right now I will directly go to the instrument and I will show you that how a different mass spectrometer we have, Orbitrap and QTOF, how it is working for metabolomics. So over to
That's really great, Dr. Gandhi. Participants are very excited to see these workflows live, and thanks for connecting this session.
Yeah, so right now we are running metabolomism only, is metabolomics sample only. So
great.
I will show you. So this is the mass spectrometer, high resolution mass spectrometer. That is QTOF, that is for quadrupole attached to the time of flight detector. So it is combination of Q and TOF.
Abhilash, you have to change your settings. You know, it is not clearly visible.
Settings, your settings.
Abhilash, you have to move it horizontal so that we can see that. Yeah, now it is better.
Yeah. Now. It's okay. Yeah. So this is a new top instrument which is situated in same department, and it is a high resolution mass spectrometer, and it is a combination of waterfall detector and top detector. So that's why it is called Q-top, and it enhances the resolution and sensitivity for the molecule. So that's why it is called high resolution mass spectrometer. So here you can see that this is the top gun, this detector. So it is enhancing the path of the molecule, path of the ions to increase the length of the traveling of the ions. So if the length is more, the resolution will be higher. And here you can see that UHPLC is there. So UHPLC, this is the UHPLC, and this is another one over here, PDA detector. The PDA detector will give you the HPLC will separate the molecule, and this is the column. So if you can put four columns in this one, it's not at a time you can run the four columns, but you can place them. And here is the PDA detector, and then PDA detector directly you can put your sample to PDA, and then directly mass also can be done simultaneously. Otherwise, directly you can put the samples at the mass, and the mass will give you the mass spectrometer will give you the final result on the computer, and then you can see the chromatogram here. And chromatogram here you can see that this is also one of the metabolites from us. So this is the chromatogram, you can see that, and then you record the whatever molecules are present and whatever metabolites are present will be calculated using the software. It can be processed, and it can be identified, and then you can put it in the pathways analysis, and then you can find out the pathway of the. So the unknown material, unknown compound, you can find out, and then you can find out and each is the identification of the right one of the qualification as well. So this is the very important instrument for finding out the metabolic study. And then here we have the software like Materials database, and this database, and then for pathways also we have. And so here this is the engineering instrument, and it has their own database. So I'm showing you how to get work the metabolites, CDA file, that is that file, and it will show that so it will show that how it is which molecules are present on this sample. Then after this, we will go to the graph. So you can see this list of samples, list of these molecules. These are the list of the molecules. And sometimes you get the molecule
Abhilash, are you encountering any problems of connectivity or showing?
Yes, sir. There are some network problems.
यहाँ पे पेंटिंग में नहीं है हाँ? वरना मैसेज करवा दो।
Can you directly show these things on the laptop, Abhilash?
Slide to it.
Yes, sir.
Abhilash, we can see the slides now, so Dr. Gandhi can share her screen.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
yes.
हाँ, यहाँ पे है। Good afternoon, everybody. And then this is a metabolomics basic I'm giving you in the slides. So just now I have shown one HRMS, which is QTOF, and one Orbitrack we have that I will show you later. But then I can start with what is a metabolomism. So that I can show you briefly. First, I will give you the brief introduction about the SAFE department, which is there on the IIT campus. And we have this many instruments. You can see that the CHNSO, then we have 3 liquid chromatography mass spectrometer, gas chromatography mass spectrometer, then NMR and FTR imaging and all other microscopy also. Inductively coupled plasma emission, ICP-MS and all those things. And GCGC 2D TOF also is there. So here you can see that we can cater all over the world, means all over the country, and anybody can send their samples on payment basis, industries, universities and national labs, and we give them all this facility to use. Means, we give them result and they can use this facility on payment basis. So we have 3 mass spectrometer LCMS. So one is from Varian and one is from Agilent and Thermo Orbitrack. Recently we have purchased 3 years back. This 8 years back we have purchased. And this both are high resolution mass spectrometer. Then I can give you, this is our website details, safe IITB ac.in. So you can go to this website and you can get all the information about the safe, about charges and also how to send the sample. So that can be easy for you to send your sample and then you can do better research. And this is just one map. I have shown that we have a 15 safe all over India, which is funded by DST, Department of Science and Technology. But we are getting samples from all over India. So we are here in Bombay, but then from northeast also we are getting samples from Nepal, Tamil Nadu. So all people are sending samples, and the Bombay IIT is the best safe here. I can start with my topic, metabolomism. So metabolomics, that is quantifying the phenotypes. Means what metabolomics, how it is? It is a study of small molecule which can be affected by environment, age, disease, drugs which you are taking. So means all this complex study, metabolomics is a complex study, and main, in short, we can tell that metabolomics is the study of small molecule involved in metabolomics. And the lecture which I can give you, this content is introduction, methods, application, challenges, and the future direction and conclusion. So I will move that metabolomics completely. It is a small molecule which is involved in metabolomics, and it is a biological samples, means mainly biological samples we are running, and then how to extract those molecules and all those things I will take in the further slides. So just introduction of metabolomics, which started in 1990, and then study of metabolomics started decade ago, but then with early application of fixed field of toxicology and inborn metabolomics error and nutrition. And one of the cancer detected by NMR, that is in 25 years ago, that is also metabolomics approach only in the oncology. So this is the brief history of and why metabolomics is necessary here in Omnic world. So you have genomics, proteomics, pharmacogenomics, transcriptomics. So metabolomics is also one of the Omnic, and which is the largest scale of analysis. Omnics is metabolomics is very complex, and many molecules are involved. Here is main thing is genomics, which is related to DNA, transcriptomics, NA, proteomics related to proteins, and the metabolomics is related to sugar, nucleotides, amino acid, and lipids. So all these four are included in the metabolomics. So metabolomics has many molecules, and then it is a complex. Means it makes it very complex. So here metabolomics process quantitative phenotypes. So means here you can see the path, that genome, transcriptome, and proteome, and then metabolome. So metabolome is what actually happens in the body, and here the what appears to be happening, and here what makes it happen, proteomics. So this is the last stage, and in this is the main history. I can tell you that metabolomics developed by Pauling in 1970, and the term of metabolomics first used in 1998, and then Metabolomics Society founded in 2004, and then January 23rd, 2007, the first draft of human metabolome completed. So this is the main step, which it is newly metabolomics is started slightly late than proteomics and genomics. Metabolomics, I told you that it is very complex, and it is dealing with so many pathways and all those things. Here you can see that metabolomics is a systematic study of metabolome, the unique biochemical fingerprint of all cellular processes, and then metabolome is the total complete metabolites present in the biological sample under given genetic, nutritional, environment conditions. And metabolomics is a technology with many insight of the biological research in areas of such as modeling, pharmaceutical research, and nutrition and toxicology. Definition and background: metabolome is the total metabolites pool. The pathways, and here you can see that low molecular weight below 2000 Dalton, all these organic molecules which is included here, so that all are called metabolites. So means all these are included as the metabolites. And then metabolomics is a simultaneous measurement of large molecules. And then see that genomics, proteomics, and metabolomics, I have already given you the detail. And metabolomics has the largest number of molecules. Here you can see that genomics, mainly the chemical diversity, you can see that how it is increasing here and decreasing here. That this one, why metabolomics is difficult, because this diversity of the molecule is more in the metabolomics, that is 10⁵, and here 20 amino acid and either 5 base. So this diversity here is more, so it is more complicated. And then metabolomic fingerprinting region, and then targeting metabolomics quantification, and then metabolomic profiling quantification, group of related compounds and metabolic pathways which can determine the pathways, then metabolites composition and the known small number of compounds, and the quantification of all metabolites at defined time under specific environment. So that is called the metabolomics. Exposures are chemicals, and some of this how it is all this metabolomics is affected by the other factors. So means exposomes like diet. Every people have different diet. If somebody is taking drugs or altered metabolism or pollution exposure or microorganisms or occupational hazard, so all these things also affect your metabolomics profile. Why metabolomics is important? So we are confused that how it is how we can study exactly go through the pathways and all those things. So since metabolomics is closely tied genotype and organism and physiology, so you can see that environmental relation genotype and the phenotype. So here you can see that how the trend is going on. It is not a complete one, but I can show you that genomics is more studied than proteomics, and then metabolomics is very low. So still more has to be done for the metabolomics. And how does the metabolomics work? So this is sample collections and how to extract the molecules from the sample, biological samples, and data collection, and the determination of and the significant pathways. So chemical defined metabolites are this it can work for this disease. This many articles were published for the cancer in PubMed, diabetes, and this. So how this disease can change the metabolite, means change the pathways, and then you can find out the biomarkers and the drugs and all those things, personal drugs, all those things you can do it with this one. This is the main two factors which is the main thing measuring chemicals is like chemical diversity, means like amino acid metals, aromatics compound, lipidomics, and then sugar like compounds. All those things are different diversity in the molecule and in the metabolites, and this is a concentration range. So means up to the PPT level 2 you can go to the ppm or ppb or that way. So range is also very wide. So these two are the main factor because you have to quantify also the metabolites. So metabolomics is enabled to studying metabolomic network and the exposomes. So here that I told you that exposomes, chemicals or genetics also it will alter the metabolomic network, or chronic disease also it can alter this one. So this is the one thing, metabolomic approach, detect and unexpected. So early disease biomarker you can do it with metabolomics, then mutants, what is VT lines or healthy versus disease tissue or parental uh, cultures or process, and then this network aggregation on transcript and protein and metabolites level, pathways of discovery in functional genomics. All those things you can do with this metabolomic approach. Basic workflow is the sample collection, treatment and processing, then separation technique like HPLC, GC, HPLC or capillary electrophoresis. And then you can go to the detection technique like mass spectrometry is the main instrument used, but NMR also is used. And this is a data analysis, and then you can find out the unknown compound and then quantification and then pathways. So all this approach that is amazing. And this you can see that two gas chromatography and mass spectrometry is majorly used for the metabolomics, and which can give you the data within 30 minutes after means ready to inject sample, because the extraction and also sample preparation takes time. Then data analysis and interpretation. So data analysis, all instruments means like Agilent will be having different software and different name and all those things. and Orbitrap also will be so. But all have their own database and all this. Like Mars Hunter is Agilent and mine is Orbitrap. So that way, all this small molecule you can get the high resolution mass will give you the exact molecule name or structure, and then you can find out that if it is not or if 3-4 hints are there, then you can find out the exact hint by MSMS mode. So, and other things like isomers, isobars, all those things you can easily identify with the high resolution mass. So you can find out the exact molecule, and then after that, getting the molecule, you can go to the pathways. So analyze the data with this all these softwares, and then after that you can see that you can do the diagrams also, that how many are commons, and so this way you can find out that biomarker how it is different from diseased and non-diseased one and all those things. So and then this one is all other softwares, and this is mainly applications of metabolites. So the human metabolomics is not all well characterized, so more research has to be done, and then I can show some of the like applications like toxicology, pharmacology, or biomarker finder. You can see that this 2007, the Human Metabolome Project, which was started and drafted, and that mandate was to identify and quantify the catalog stores and metabolites potentiality and the tissue biofluid and the concentration greater than 1 microgram. So this is the, after 2007, many people are working on it, but still it is not that that much to identify. People are still working on it. And challenges and metabolomics is that there's a large variations are there. So metabolites wide range and molecular weight, and the large varieties of molecules. Then metabolomics is much more dynamic and proteomic and genomics, so which makes metabolism more time sensitive and lots of various metabolites. So means when you process this one sample, that time also some of the metabolites will be lost. So that tissue extraction, the glutathione will be lost or something. So that way some of the metabolites will be lost, and number of the metabolites exist far smaller than the number of transcripts. Therefore, given metabolite pattern can be reflect several genomic challenges. Future direction, I think, yeah. So future direction, if genomics, metabolomic profile, various cancer diseases can be identified by date with the various body fluid and metabolomics. Future roles is minimal and invasive screening tools, and most of the recent research into the tumor metabolomics comes from NMR and the MS, mass spectrometry, and improved sensitivity will be the possible to gradually improve the NMR. So that is for the NMR. That metabolomics is a neural discipline and covers progressive metabolites evaluation, pattern recognition, and statistical analysis. And still it is in infancy and has lagged behind other omics science due to technical limitation and database challenges. And it is long path to discovery, confirmation, and the trial approval and the validity. So important to integrate it with other omics technology so that the entire spectrum of the management phenotype can be characterized. So that's why metabolomics. And thank you for your time and patience.
All right, Dr. Gandhi, thank you for giving overview on basics of metabolomics. I am sure that you are going to show some more hands-on from the Orbitrap as well.
Yes,
on
yes, yes. I will show
Right. So please show the hands-on activity, and if at the participants have question, we can then take some questions.
Yeah, sure.
so this is a metabolite sample. So we are using a Helix column here for this particular sample. So this is an auto sampler where we have two plates. You can see this is type of sample holder where we can fix the samples. So I'll keeping my sample here and it will go to the column compartment.
Abhilash, can we stop sharing the screen first, and then it will come on the full screen. Right now, it's coming very small icon. Okay. So on the PPT mode, if you can end that. Right. Now we can see full screen. Great. Please go ahead. It looks good now. No. I don't know what you did again.
Sample is getting, we have kept the sample in the auto sampler.
Vilash, it was looking good. You don't have to open the PPT. Please close the PPT. Stop sharing the screen, and then I think it will come good. Right. Now looks good. Yeah, please continue.
Okay.
Okay, once the sample we have kept in the auto sampler, the sample should go to the column, the separation takes place, and then the detection through the mass spec. So now I'll show you the software where we do the analysis part. So this is our Mass Hunter Agilent software for acquisition. You can see the different parameters. One is the Q-top column compartment, binary pump, and the injection compartment where the sample gets injected. So you can prepare your own method by going to the binary column. You can give your gradient. You can change the composition of your solvent. B is organic here and the A is 0.1% formic acid. B is acetonitrile right now. Column compartment, you can give the temperature if required. Q-top is where you can change the polarity from positive to negative. These are some source temperatures like gas temperature, flow of the gas, drying gas, nebulizers. This can be changed according to the sample requirement. Acquisition where you can do the MS scan, auto MSMS scan and targeted MSMS. Right now I'm doing the MSMS, so your mass range can be changed, differ according to the user requirement. You can give the collision energy for the parent ions. So once you set all these things, you can save your method and then you can go to the work list. You can put your sample name, the vial number where you have kept your samples. You have to give the method where you have saved your method. So this is the method which we have the data file where your sample data will be getting result, injection volume, how much volume you have to give the sample injection. Then you can run your sample here. Once the sample is running, you can see the live chromatogram. So now it's injecting, sample is getting injected here. This is a chromatogram, live chromatogram, and this is the mass spec of it. So now you can see the run has been started. So you can see after once the sample is run, this is how you get the chromatogram. You can see the separation. This is the intensity and the retention time. So when I click on the chromatogram, you can see the masses of it. So this is how you will get the separation of your sample. This is the chromatogram. This is the particular mass spec of it. And when you do the database search, you will get the name of the compounds. So this is how the identification has been done. So you can see the name, the empirical formula, molecular weight. This is the with database search, base peak, retention time, polarity, and then you can see the abundance of your ions.
Yeah, so now we can go to Orbitrap. So
Yeah, while Dr. Gandhi is getting ready and shifting to the another facility, I think it's important for all the participants to appreciate that different type of mass spectrometers can be used for doing metabolomics. As we have discussed, Dr. Sudarshan had asked me a question in the morning that what type of mass spec can be used. So you have just seen that QTOF instruments can be used very well, and now you can see even Orbitrap can be used as well, right? So it just requires MS fragmentation, and any hybrid mass spectrometer can be taken for this analysis.
So now this is the Orbitrap. You can see this is the Orbitrap instrument, and Manali will explain this Orbitrap. Right now it is working in proteomics, but she will show you that different type of spectra we are getting for metabolites. So this is the UHPLC. You can show.
So here we have UHPLC coupled with mass spectrometer, and this is the nano LC source which we have. For UHPLC, this is the auto sampler where we can place our wires. So there are 4 trays. So 54 samples can be fit in one tray. Here is the column compartment where we can place our C18 column or any type of column. So we have C8, C18, NS2 cyanide columns. Depending on your sample type, you can select your column for compound separation. And we have quaternary pump, which means we can use 4 solvents at a time for separation. And this is the ESI source, hazy ESI source, which we use for when our instrument is in UHPLC mode. Currently, we are working on proteomics mode, so we have nano ESI source. Here you can see this is nano LC. I can show you the auto sampler. So this is the auto sampler, and these are the vials in which we keep our samples. So this vial can hold up to 200 ml of your sample. And this is binary pump. So there are 2 solvents, A and B. A we use. These are the 2 solvents, binary pump. A is our aqueous with 0.1% formic acid, and B is our organic 80-20 acetonitrile water. Here is the 3 column, and attached to it is the nano column. So that is a 50 centimeter column. And this is the camera which is given here, from where we can monitor our flow. I'll show you one chromatogram. So this is our this is the software. Here is the tune page, from where you can do your routine calibration and tuning. This is the Excalibur software, from where there are different tabs given for doing instrument, for making a new method, for making any new sequence, for processing setup, qualitative browser, quantification browser. So if you want to keep your samples, you have to give the sequence here. This is one of the data obtained. So this is standard BSA chromatogram. So this is the full total ion chromatogram. And this here is the mass spectra. So if I move from one retention time, you can see what are the peptides getting eluted at that retention time.
Yeah. So she will show you some of the metabolite studies in which we have done earlier, because right now it is in proteomics mode, so we can't show you the injection of the sample and all those things, but then she can show you some of the spectra of metabolites. And I can give you one hint: if you have unknown spectra or unknown sample for metabolomic study, then you have to try with the your reverse phase column and then Healy column and APCI, ESI mode and positive and negative mode. All those things you have to try, and with other chromatography means, like I told you that first you have to do with reverse phase, positive, negative and ESI and APCI. Then after that Healy column, positive, negative and APCI and ESI both positive, negative mode, and then you can go, so you will get all type of different molecules, because some of the columns will not separate lipids, or some of the column will not separate other type of. So all different columns has their own capacity and capability. So you have to use different type and many more. You can give the big coverage of unknown sample with this all different type of runs. She will show you the software.
So this is our thermo compound discoverer software, from where you can identify your unknown metabolites. So this is the basic workflow, from where first you have to create a new study. So I will open one study which is already created. So there is, so first we have to give a processing method. So this processing workflow which we use for detection of unknown metabolites using our online database searches. So these are various parameters from where you have to specify the different settings, like precursor. So we use MS1 precursor. For detection of unknown compounds, you have to select which ions you want. So either you can check all, or you can give basic parameters like M plus H, M plus Na, M plus potassium. Then there are two search engines we have. One is a ChemSpider and other is MZ Cloud Search. In ChemSpider, you also have one provision to select the databases according to your sample type. So if you are working with plant extract, you can select alkaloids or plant zinc database. So various databases are already installed here. Similarly, for the MZ Cloud Search, there are different compound classes. From here, you can select as per your sample requirement. So once you give all the parameters, you have to perform a run. And once the analysis is over, you will get a complete compound identification using which will give you the structure, name, formula, molecular weight, and the match as obtained with the database. So this is how you get results of small metabolites.
Yeah, so this is a brief introduction about this Orbitrap and the QTOF facility we are running in the same department. And now you have any question, then you can ask me. Hello.
Dr. Gandhi, thank you very much for showing the things live, and it is really appreciable that how best one could do metabolomics on different instruments. I think some participants have questions for you. So Dr. Debashi Sarkar, please go ahead and ask question.
Yes, sir. Actually, I would like to know that how the column is selected on the basis of the sample. Is there any kind of like that for blood sample the column should be different, and for tissue sample the column should be different?
No, columns will be the same. You only the method of extraction will be the different for blood and then your tissue. So after getting in the organic solvent or the small molecule separation column will be the same.
Okay.
But the extraction method will be the different.
And
Okay, madam.
And
yeah,
different column you can use after, means if it is lipidomics, then you can use Helix and C18 reverse phase. Otherwise, if only the small molecule you want to see, then reverse phase also can be used. But then you have to use APCI and ESI source and positive and negative mode in both. So you can get better coverage.
right. So, here you may have to try out different type of columns as well. Unlike the proteomics, when you're only going to look at the reverse phase C18, here you can play with the Helix column, and we tried even hypercell gold, and with small details we're actually able to make huge difference in the what output we can get for the metabolites. So you should play with different type of columns and see, if you're very keen into only lipids or some specific type of a small molecule, then you have to also change the column accordingly. But in general, even reverse phase column C18 will also work. So,
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
right. Dr. Sudarshan had, I think, some question, Dr. Gandhi, for you. Dr. Sudarshan is from NDRI Karnal, and he's asking you some question that when you are generating data of metabolomics, different type of daughter ions for a metabolite can be found in more than 2 compounds. How do we confirm the correct identity? So that is actually one of the very relevant problems in metabolomics.
Yeah, because see, if daughter ion is same, but then your molecular weight will be different or the same.
Your voice is not audible, Dr. Sudarshan.
Same molecular weight parent ion.
Same parent ion and same molecule daughter ion also same. So it is isomer or isobars.
Because I feel like when a precursor ion is fragmented, there will be lot of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen combinations. So molecular weight can be same. So in that case, there would be some ambiguity in our identity.
Actually, see, if it is isomers, then it will give the same fragments and same this thing and same molecular. But if it is isobars, then your retention time also will be changed. Isomers also it will be changed, but then retention time will be very closely related. But the isobars, your retention time may separate very apart also. So isobars it will be more resolved, but isomers also can be used by separated by isomeric columns also. Yeah, so you have to use isomeric columns. You have to try that thing. Otherwise, retention time also can separate isomers. You can play with the gradients and all those things, but it will be very close. And this is high resolution mass, so it can go up to the 4 digits accurate mass.
Okay.
So that way it will give you the better result, but then you can try with the gradient also and the different column is like isomeric column means separation of the.
Okay, that means it's a combination of alpha gradient as well as identity at the MS level.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Dr. Sudarshan, I think one of the major challenge which we all face in metabolomics is the conformation of the compound, right? And that's where you have to generate MS spectra, and also if you can find the standard compounds, you can run those, and then you can confirm that what you are finding is actually the right compound. So again, data annotation, structural detail, all that becomes quite challenging. But that's really the fun of metabolomics. A lot of chemistry you have to do over there. Okay, I think one more question is coming on the forum. Let me just read that for Dr. Gandhi. Yeah, Dr. Jyotsna Rani Pradhan, she's asking for a metabolite containing only one amino acid or only amino acids, which type of column can I use to isolate or separate it?
If your metabolites is having only amino acid, there is one agilent column we have. That is, we are using PDA for all the amino acid quantification, and that is with the color development and all the kit is available with the agilent and poroshell column is there for from Agilent, and that can be used with the PDA, and that kit is there for color development and all those things. So you can find out the amino acid concentration and how many amino acid is present. That also you can find out. If your compound is having only the amino acid, means if your material, means your sample is having only amino acid, then this is method to use quantification of amino acid. Yeah.
Well, in fact,
So
in the
all
morning,
22 amino acid you will get in one run.
that's right. In the morning, when I was talking to them about metabolomics, I showed them some data what Sandeep had done on on the Agilent column, which was also looking at mainly amino acids, right? So that's exactly what he has done. Right. All right. So, anybody else? Any question you want to raise hand or put in the chat box? Dr. Jyotsna Rani is saying thanks to Dr. Gandhi for giving the comments. Any other participants want to get any tips of doing metabolomics? So as you can see, instruments are not a limitation here. You can use any type of LC-MS instruments, and just the high resolution mass specs are required for generating this kind of quality data. So Dr. Gandhi and her team over there, Pranali, I think Manali is there. So they're all very much, keen on looking at different type of software, because every instrument comes with different type of software. And while Agilent QTOF has its own ways of data analysis, whereas the Orbitrap instruments, they have different type of other software with CD and all. But finally, the basics remain the same. And as long as participants are able to use the open access software, you don't have to worry for these proprietary softwares. You can go to XCMS Online, which is one of the best portal to start with, and use Metlin databases and generate data from any instrument, but analyze it in your own way. And then you have also seen how Shalini was able to annotate data sets in the morning. So then you can try to annotate your peaks and be confident about the metabolites. I think that's pretty much it for this session. Dr. Gandhi, thank you very much for taking trouble of moving from different rooms to different facilities and giving the lecture, as well as showing the hands-on. I think people are still keen to ask you more questions. So let's take one more question from Dr. Hemant Gowda. He is asking for some metabolites, particularly for pregnancy in animals, any prerequisite for urine metabolomics and pregnancy-related metabolites. Dr. Gandhi, you have to cover all the points.
Yeah, we have done one proteomic analysis for elephant urine with TB. Yeah, so that way it will differ. The metabolite study also will differ with the non-pregnant.
But with your experience, any columns which is preferred for urine metabolomics? Any columns?
Any what actually?
Any column, chromatography column which is more.
Column, yeah, column. Yeah, I told you that you have to use reverse phased column C18.
Right.
And another one is helic column. Helic column. Hello, can you hear?
Dr. Hemant, I think you have some audio problem, but Dr. Gandhi is telling the reverse phase columns and helic columns. These are commonly used. Same can be used for your samples as well. But if you're very keen on urine metabolomics only, I think you can look into some recent paper. There are a lot of people who are doing urine metabolomics, and one could try to use those settings for sample prep and data acquisition part.
Yeah.
Dr.
So
Gandhi,
two types of columns he can use, but then different type of mode, APCI, ESI, and positive, negative. All those things will incorporate it, then you will get the bigger picture.
Right, that's right. So then one last question from Dr. Akhilesh Sharma. Please ask the question. You unmute yourself.
Yes. Ma'am, actually, wanted to know, is it possible to study plant isomers? I mean the
Yeah,
plant secondary metabolites that reflect like isomeric properties.
ha, ha. So yeah, you can do it, but then if retention time is not separated, then you can play with the this one, and you can change the column also, which can be separating those two peaks. Otherwise, you can go to the other fragmentation again, but then isomers will not give you the different fragments. Only the columns only can change your RT. RT will only separate that thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Because
Thank
fragmentation,
you.
if you go to the n also, it will give you the same, I think so.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so you have to change column or play with the gradient.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So just for all the participants, while my lab is more biased on the clinical sample, clinical proteomics and metabolomics, Dr. Gandhi handles all kind of samples, from elephants to plants and human, every type of sample she's handling. So please do consult her if you want to even send your sample, or if you want to, consult on any protocol. She brings wide experience. Dr. Gandhi, participants are very happy with you and they're not trying to let you go. So I'll still take one last question for you. So Dr. Sudarshan is asking different type of, no, I think one more question, something came just now. Dr. Shobha has asked for, could you please suggest the column types that can be used for different phytochemical constituents like alkaloids and tannins? What type of columns can be used?
Alkaloids are generally slightly bigger molecule, but then you can try with both, because because we are not knowing that which one it will be ionizing in positive mode or negative mode or those things. So you have to try with all those reverse phase column, silica column like Healy column, and then positive negative mode, and the APCI and ESI mode. So you can try with all those things, and which will give you the better result, or you can pool all the results and then you can get the bigger coverage, and then you can try the differentiation of your other diseased one or something, if you want to differentiate.
That's right.
So
So I think, for starting any project, it's good idea for the participants to think broad and first optimize the condition, because whether positive mode or negative mode, different type of ionization, which yeah, whether we talked about urine, we talked about plant, we talked about alkaloids. In all of these cases, I think it's important to think about, you have to start optimization in a very unbiased and broad manner, from the ionization to the positive negative mode to different type of column of reverse phase or helix, and then also, different type of extraction methods of your sample. All of this has to be optimized once you're happy. Okay, it seems we are encountering some connectivity issue, but looks like we have already done for this session. So let me thank Dr. Gandhi and her team for showing this live demo of metabolomics workflow with LC-MS based configurations, and to all the participants for actively participating in the session and asking their doubts. We are just closing the session, but before I close it formally, let me share my screen and just give some update to all of you for a minute. So please allow me for a minute. Dr. Gandhi, thank you very much.
yeah, thank you,
We don't
Sanjeev
want to.
and Abhilash. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.